Okay, here's part two of my story where I talk about being discriminated against, mistreated, covertly, subtle racism, microaggressions that I have been experiencing from a white male Brazilian Zouk teacher. Okay, so as y'all know, I love to dance Brazilian Zouk. I've been learning this dance for the past year and I've taken numerous workshops with this male teacher. He's a white Brazilian. And, FYI, if you don't know, you can do some research, Google it. Brazil is probably one of the most racist places. The white Brazilians are colorists and they do feel a type of way towards the dark Brazilians. Okay. And actually, there is a high level of police unalivings. I have to watch my mouth on TikTok because you can't say certain words. Police unalivings towards dark skinned Black Brazilians. Actually, the percentage of numbers of unalivings is higher than the United States combined. The number of unalivings by police in the US, our numbers are nowhere near Brazil. Brazil is astounding. So that should tell you right there that the racism is prevalent in Brazil. I'm gonna pick up where I left off with the other story. So I'll continue. This teacher, at first I really liked him, but the more that I started taking his classes, it's like he couldn't hide his real feelings towards me. It's like he had some sort of issue, but he tried to cover it up, and he couldn't be fake, but for so long. He posts on Facebook quite often, and what he'll do, he'll post the weekly schedule of workshops. We have a Zouk community board on Facebook, and him being one of the leaders, he'll post the schedule once a week so everybody knows what workshops are taking place and what time throughout the week. So he's frequently on Facebook, and he communicates through Facebook Messenger. Okay. I would say around the end of November, I kept trying to get him, to respond to my Facebook messages. I wanted to book him for private sessions since I was already taking his workshops. I wanted to do private sessions with him to reinforce what I was learning in his workshop. And, I wanted to get better at it without, the added students around. The students distract me. Like, being that I'm autistic, sometimes it's hard for me to concentrate when there's a large group, just a group of people in general. So I wanted privates with him. And it's like he kept dodging me, or it looked like he wasn't reading his messages. And I was told, some people told me there's a way you can read your Facebook messages without allowing people to see that you read them. So I felt like he was dodging me. And so the next time that I saw him in a class, I tapped him on the shoulder and I was like, hey, did you get my email? I'm trying to book privates with you. And he shrugged, he brushed me off. He blew me, brushed me off. He looked at me and then he walked away. But I sat there and I watched him open up his schedule for a male student. The male student is in the same class with me. Okay. And I saw the male student go up to him and say, hey, what are your rates for private lessons? And, I think you can split a private with a female, if y'all are dancing together like a partner. I saw him open up his schedule, offer his rates and everything to this male student. So I'm like, why the fuck are you picking and choosing? What is it about me? Like, you're avoiding me or whatever. So in December, I said, since this motherfucker seems to be dodging me, ignoring my messages, he knows I want private lessons, I'm just going to post on the community board. I'm going to say, hey, I'm looking for an instructor so that I can do private sessions. I will book you. Can somebody recommend me an excellent instructor? I just posted that to the community board. We have thousands of, Zouk dancers in the community. So everybody did respond. He didn't respond. I'm sure he was reading the board, and I'll tell you why. People were like, well, what are you looking for in an instructor? What do you need? And I said, well, I have a developmental disability. So it's very important to me that the instructor has a lot of patience, is empathetic. I don't want to deal with a narcissistic asshole and all that. And let me tell you what he did once I posted that on the board. All of a sudden, he magically is answering his Facebook messages, and he hits me up on Facebook after ignoring me for several weeks, knowing I've been trying to book him for privates. Now, all of a sudden, he got time to respond. He gets in my inbox. He said, here's my phone number. Hit me up, if you need anything. He made up some excuse. I'm not on Facebook all the time, so I don't see all my messages. Woo, woo, woo. And I thought that was weird because it's like, why are you offering me your phone number? We can just have a conversation right here in the inbox. I don't need your fucking phone number. But I felt like once he read my message on the board and he found out that I was autistic, he offered me his phone number to make himself feel better because he knows he was being a fucking jerk. He was deliberately avoiding me and my request for private lessons. He's being a douchebag. Okay. So now once he finds out, when I publicly put it out there that I have a developmental disability, now he wants to offer help and support. Here's my phone number. No, bitch, I don't need your phone number. We can communicate right here on Facebook Messenger, okay? Quit bullshitting, quit with this passive aggressive communication, quit being an asshole. I literally sat there and watched him open up his schedule to a male student and give his rates and availability. So now all of a sudden he's offering me his phone number to make himself feel better. Now he's extending himself. So I text him on his line to see what he would further say. Now he's being nice. Oh, you need to come to the socials. I'll dance with you. Now he's offering to dance with me at the socials. He texts me this. But looking back over the last several months, I've seen him at different socials for several months and he avoided me at the socials. Even when I was taking his classes 4 months in a row, he avoided me at the socials. As his student, never danced with me, never approached me. Other male instructors asked me to dance. He ignored me. Once he learned I was autistic, all of a sudden he's switching up everything. He wants to, offer his phone number and now he wants to dance. I said, no, I declined the dance offer because I could see through the bullshit. I said, he's only being nice and doing this now because he feels like shit for being an asshole and dodging me. And he's only doing this to make himself feel better. I don't feel like he's being genuine. This feels so disingenuous. Anyway, we're approaching Christmas. This is his past Christmas. He has a female assistant that helps him in his classes. She too is a white Brazilian. Actually he has 2 white Brazilian female assistants. So what I did, being the class act that I am, I bought all 3 of them gift cards for the holidays and I wished them happy holidays. I gave him all 3 of the cards and I said, can you please make sure the ladies, your assistants, they get these cards for the holidays since I'm not able to see them. He agreed, and I actually spoke to one of his female assistants over Facebook, and I told her, I said, hey, I got you a gift card. Thank you I appreciate you helping me in class and assisting him. This is just a small token of my appreciation. Just me trying to extend myself, bridge the gap culturally. They're from Brazil, we're American, just trying to, make things work and just show appreciation, so this is exhausting, y'all. She says, cool. Oh my God, thank you. I'm not here to accept the gift card. This is mid-December, right before Christmas. She said, I'm not here to accept the gift card. I'm actually out of town, so I'll be back January 15th. I said, cool. You can pick up the gift card. He's holding it for you. January 7th is where I had the last straw. I attended one of his workshops and a social, and the same thing. I got snubbed. So after the workshop and the party, I texted him and told him how I felt. I said, I'm tired of being alienated as a Black girl at these parties. Y'all do not dance with me. I said, where are the Black people? I vented my frustrations and he totally ignored me and blew me off. Didn't respond, didn't encourage me to keep coming to the socials. So I just left it alone. I stopped supporting him and I didn't go to any more of his classes. February comes, this past February, and I go to a major dance convention in New York City in February where it's salsa, bachata, Brazilian zouk, and kizomba. It's a convention. I go to the convention and I get a wristband. You need a wristband to enter the door. His white Brazilian female assistant, the one that I gave the gift card to, she's working the door to make sure people have on their wristbands before they enter. Why did she snap on me and falsely accuse me of trying to enter the event without paying? She didn't see my wristband and assumed. I had my wristband on. My book bag was covering it. She said, let me see your wristband. She didn't say hi. She didn't say hello. She didn't say thank you for the gift card. Rude. I got to do a part 3, y'all. This is where I'm going. This is the white Brazilians and the Brazilian Zouk community, how they treat black female dancers.